Like I almost deleted Get Stupid. I was so close.
Yeah?
What?
How could I imagine that it went viral for the first moment? Like
Julian Fijma or
Fijma, Faita, like all like I've heard everything when it comes to my name. I don't think that's coming out. Yeah.
No? That one is
I
fucking
mean,
amazing, man.
Welcome to the 7th episode of beFesti Backstage with Julian Fijma, who's making a name for himself, and his track Get Stupid really went viral. Millions of streams on Spotify, #1 on Beatport. So thanks for joining us. And like every episode, this one is brought to you by Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so
I
much.
already said it. You need to drink that one up before the podcast ends.
Yeah, I asked for the straw, but unfortunately, that's
we
not
don't
here,
have
so
one.
I'll take my time with it. But definitely. Thank you so much, man. Definitely, yeah. Excited to be here.
Yes. Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
All good, man. All good. Busy, very busy, but it's been so good. Like, honestly, especially the last couple of months, just the plans that we've been making and the stuff that we've been doing is the stuff you dream of, you know? It's really good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because we're nearing the end of 2025. How has this year been for you?
So honestly, it's the craziest year. Like, for me, I think I stopped my job in, I think like March, April. And already to be doing, I think we've got in December, we've got like 11 shows, January, 11 shows in like 3 continents. Like it's crazy how fast stuff has picked up, but it's been the best, man. It's like the pace is really good. And I just want to do more, you know? I'm so excited for it, definitely.
And what was the highlight of 2025 for you?
I think the highlight was definitely the Loft.
You're all-nighter, right?
My all-nighter,
Yeah.
It's my first all-nighter. 5 hours. We ended up doing 5.5. And just the energy and my first headline show, especially like around that time, I decided to kind of do stuff my own way a little bit more, like break free from the stuff that I had been doing and kind of try to make a lane for myself. And that night for me really started that journey, and it just went so well. And the energy in the crowd was amazing. Like I think I was there with my videographer, and I told him like, oh, we'll just groove for like the first hour, like 2 hours, just go steady, you know, let the people come in, all that stuff. I looked at him, it was like 15 minutes in, 3 tracks or something. I looked at him like, he came up, he was like, yeah, we're already at full capacity. Like everyone is here.
What the fuck?
I was like, what? And just stayed till the end. Like everyone was there. So they were like, okay, you just have to keep going now because everyone is still here. Just keep going for like half an hour. It was such a good experience. So.
And did that change your track selection because the room was faster packed? Like
no, I think it's important. Like in the UK, it's a little different than playing in the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands, we are a bit more. We know that you have to have a bit more patience. So when you walk in, people get like into the groove a little bit more, and like the opener slot is really about opening.
Yeah,
I feel like in the UK, that patience is not really there. Like they just want to have it from the go.
Okay.
So if you're all night, like if you're on a warm-up slot, it's a little bit more difficult to have that control. But if you're all night, you can play whatever. Like people are stuck with you anyway, so they're not gonna leave. So you can just groove for like the first 2 hours or like 1 hour, and then after that you can, you know, give them what they wanted, and then the reaction is so much bigger. I feel like, and you really show them the importance of, you know, building that set and starting at like, I think it started like 110 BPMs. So for me to go from 110, I think it went to like 135. That just shows a little bit more like, okay, just groove a little bit and then have the energy at the end. And it's so much more consistent, I feel like then. Yeah, definitely. So
cool. I also think the British crowds are always going way more crazy than here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like when I saw some videos of Get Stupid getting played. When you play it here in the Netherlands, a few people are singing along, but when you play it in the UK, it's like it's so different.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just a difference in people and culture, you know. I feel like the Netherlands we're like, we don't want to stick out too much in that sense. Like everyone just tries to be really cool, and in the UK, the cool thing is to be different. Yeah. So everyone just wants to be looking like the wildest or anything, but also like jump in and screaming and all that stuff. And I think that's just a difference in culture. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's just such a cultural thing. I feel like that's to be honest, it's slowly blowing over to the Netherlands as well.
True.
Yeah,
Like when
true.
I play for like Dutch crowds now, like back in the day, I used to be like a lot more steady, a lot more groovy, and now it's like people want to have it. You know, it's like okay, I feel like the youth is slowly kind of also embracing that UK culture a bit more. I think we're just growing to each other a bit more, you know?
Yeah, we went to Chris Tassi back
Yeah,
to
I
Canada on
wanted
the
to say
Loft.
that.
But literally everyone was just jumping,
And screaming, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way you want it, you know?
True,
like that's the fun part.
But I saw also quite a lot of old heads in the comment sections. They were like, no,
No,
we don't
no
need this at a festival or something.
Yeah, they didn't like the screaming.
No, they didn't like that. But yeah.
I mean, the old heads are the old heads, you know? It's
True.
like, I feel like I always think that the youth is kind of right in that sense when it comes to sort of music. And like, it's all about like being fresh and the youth is very important. Obviously, like the older heads have a lot to teach when it comes to like the history of music and stuff. But I feel like the youth is always sort of where it's at when it comes to music, like in every genre almost. It's just that's the important part, you know?
Yeah, they are also always the ones that come up with new things, with new genres and new sounds. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's very important to embrace. I feel like there's a lot of, especially in the house scene, we are so embracing of like the old, like the 90s are always so hyped up and like everything. I feel like it's okay to embrace the new and actually enjoy the new. And I think as a young person, you also want something fresh and want to be part of something new and this new wave, you know. And I think that's like totally fine to embrace that. Like, I really enjoy that, definitely.
Yeah, true.
And why do you think that the hype is now so much bigger in the crowd for people are screaming and going absolutely nuts?
I think it's
in the
because,
Netherlands.
Well, because of TikTok, but also in England, like because of TikTok, but also because of Instagram, people are finally really tapped into dance music. I feel like years ago, people couldn't really get tapped into it that much because they just didn't know when the new releases came or when there was an unreleased tune. Now they all know if you play an unreleased tune. I think when Get Stupid was still unreleased, people were singing along, right?
No,
because of TikTok,
people knew
that's
it
crazy.
already. Yeah. It's funny, like that track, it just went viral from the first clip I posted. So for me, like everyone was saying like, oh, it takes too long for the release and stuff. I was like, but it went like, how could I imagine that it went viral for like the first moment? Like,
I think even Jembek also said that about Positive.
Yeah, true.
Like, you just posted it and out of nowhere it went viral. And
you're like, oh, well, okay.
Here we go.
We'll see. Here we go. But definitely,
Yeah, I think that Chris Tassi played it at Loveland Burst, right? That was probably the most viral one. That was...
Yeah, definitely. It got like 150,000 likes, like 1.5 million plays. Yeah. It was like even for his account, that was like the second biggest video he'd ever posted.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so thankful to Chris. Like he's such a big part of like supporting the track and playing it that much. And obviously, I mean, he's just the biggest when it comes to sort of like promoting music and pushing this wave. So for him to be supporting it is obviously such a big part in the track's hype, you know? Definitely.
Yeah.
And what are the other reasons that it went viral, do you think? The track?
I think like the vocal was already used by Clooney. So when I went to high school, like one of my mates used to be really into that Clooney track. He used to always like play it on the speaker and stuff. So I knew the vocal already. And I've had this a cappella since like 2000. What was it, like 2019 maybe, like earlier maybe even. Like that was such an old track. And I think just the familiarity with that track. Like a lot of the people from the UK kind of knew it already, and there was like my own spin on it, and like something about that vocal. It's like it's not like it's a hip house vocal, but it has a sort of like gritty thing to it, and it's new. Like some people also don't know it, so I think that helped a lot. It's like it's really catchy, you know.
Yeah, true.
Which was also a big change in my music because I didn't used to use that much of an a cappella back in the day, but.
No, I don't think you really have a lot of other tunes with full vocals on it, right?
No, not at all. And like I almost deleted Get Stupid. I was so close.
What?
Yeah,
like
what?
I was making my track Up and Down, which is coming out. A small plug. It's coming out Friday.
Yeah.
When you hear this, it's already out.
It's already released, I think. We're a bit slow with the
Streaming
podcast. Always uploading it.
So for us now, it's releasing Friday, but I was making that track and I couldn't figure it out. I was just like, I was spending a day on it. I was kind of like, let me just start with something fresh. I have this a cappella. Let me just give it a go, see where it goes, and then I can go back to up and down. I played around with that cappella, added like the organ, added the drums. I was like, okay, I'm getting somewhere, but let me get back to up and down and finish that. And I got downstairs and my roommate Jasper was like, I mean, the track is cool, but the other track you made, like I heard a different track, you're not going to finish that. I was like, nah, it's an a cappella. It's like, do I really finish that? Like, I don't know. It's not my sound. Like back then I was making like a bit more like the darker, like synthy stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, mate, just finish it. Play it this week at Unleash and it's going to be your biggest record. I'll tell you right now. I was like, nah, you're lying. You're lying. And yeah, I played it. I was like, okay. And it just felt right. The video, it like that was my first video getting like 6,000 likes and like people commenting a lot, like stuff going like kind of viral in that sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, from there it just started going, you know? Yeah, definitely.
Was it easy to clear that sample or?
No, it was a bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's also like Get Stupid was also the moment I took on management. And especially the managers I have, I'm very thankful for them, but they're really experienced working with like sample clearance, major labels, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they knew how to work that because I started getting emails from like all these massive labels and like big A&Rs and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't even know how to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me just I need someone to help me on this because this is just, it's becoming much bigger than anyone had ever anticipated, you know?
Yeah.
So from then on, like I took on management and they helped me with the whole sample clearance stuff. And yeah, it ended up being the thing that it is now. I'm really happy with the results. So yeah, still going strong.
Yeah, and does your mate have some shares in Get Stupid?
Yeah, he should have. To be honest, he used to go to like all the events with me. Like he used to also be my tour manager type of thing. So I think that's kind of my payback to.
Yeah.
Nice. And did it open new doors to Get Stupid?
Yeah. Obviously, like having such a record that changes your whole career. Like for me being like from then on, I was able to support myself financially as well with like the shows and stuff. And you've got all these new contacts and people want to work with you and all that stuff. So just opened so many doors. And also like got me out of England. Like I used to obviously play a lot in the UK, used to be quite well known there. But like in other parts of the world, it used to be like I was known, but not in the sense that I'm now. Like Get Stupid really took off in a lot of like the European countries as well. And so I think that helped a lot with that as well. So there's like a lot more coverage when it comes to my shows, but touring a lot more of the world in that sense. So
did you make a plan after Get Stupid for the next releases or something? Like how to keep that hype going? Like I think that's pretty difficult after such a big hit.
Yeah, but I was sitting on so much music already and I make so much music that me and my management were quite confident. Like that's one of the first things that they were quite keen on is like, okay, but do we have the follow-up?
Yeah.
Like we can release it now, but if you release it and you don't have the follow-up and it takes too long, then like there's a lot of momentum you kind of need to harness at that point. Yeah. You need to just keep going. And to me, that's why it was so important to keep working hard, stay in the studio, keep making music, because now is the moment to keep it going, you know? So yeah, definitely like from then on, like obviously I've had the release with ALISHA. I've had the up and down release when it comes to the listener. And next year we're going to do a very big one as well. So
I think it's the one that Stassi played at Coachella or not?
No, that's up and down, and so that's coming this Friday.
But there was also another one, or did someone in the comments have it wrong? Like
no, he played like 4 tracks of mine, I think. So
yeah, right.
Positive Minds, the one with the chords and stuff.
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah.
Before the drop.
I don't think that's coming out. Yeah.
No? That one is fucking amazing, man.
That's the problem. I have so much music that is like, where am I going to put all this stuff? Like you want to focus. But there's another track. The viewers will maybe know, but there's another track that went quite viral on my TikTok already. And that's, I think, going to be like the follow-up. But
I was saying
not allowed
today,
to say more, I think.
Today I was saying to him at the office, the other track that
Yeah?
Sassy played at the beginning, I was like, yeah, man, this one is so sick, but you're not releasing it, man.
Yeah. I've
No,
listened
I
to
should-
it well. It was very, very good.
Yeah, like
appreciate it.
before the drop,
Yeah.
it's so original,
Yeah.
like that. It's a backwards high open hat or not, or what is it?
What? Which
Before the
one?
drop, right before the drop, like there is some weird. Yeah, that one.
I don't know. It's
I
just
know.
an effects, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick track. Sick
Appreciate
tune.
you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe like that's also the problem. You want to be so fast when it comes to the music, and like there's so much music that goes and stuff that you want to release. But if you wait too long, then it feels kind of like a drag, you know. And it's like the hype is kind of died down on the track. So like you want to be putting out so much music, but.
That's also a difficult part of TikTok these days.
Yeah.
Like people will just hype something up when you don't even have a marketing plan for a track. Like it's already a hype before you even know it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think so many DJs are starting their own labels and doing their own things, because you want to have that control of being able to go fast, you know? And it's like for me, when I have like, I think for releases, we're already like looking at like next year summer for the amount of releases that you do. Like if something goes now, like you don't have to wait till next year summer to be able to release it. Like it has to be out quite fast. Yeah. So, you know, then it becomes like a swapping game, and you can't really do that if it's signed with a label already, you know? Yeah. So when you have your own stuff, you can kind of like swap things in and make it like a little bit more easier when it comes to like scheduling. Yeah.
So how did you get in touch with the electronic music and house years ago, like the beginning? Yeah,
so for me, it really started in 2018, I think. I used to be really into like hip hop, like blues, rock, metal, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like electronic music wasn't music, all that stuff. Like all that ignorant, like that was that was so me. And then like I went to Lowlands for the first time. And I was just turned 18, and my nephew used to go with like this big group. Like, come on, just go. And they always have this night program, and I always went for like the live bands, but they had this night program.
Yeah.
He was like, mate, just come along. Just check it out. Yeah. And Slew of Us was doing a live set. The live like production thing. That completely changed my life. Like that was so sick. Yeah, like the production, like the experience, like how grand that music was. Like I think it was quite trancey. And I really like quite dramatic music.
Yeah.
And obviously like that was such a like big thing, and like that still might be my favorite rave I've ever been to. Like just for the experience, like that being the first thing. Yeah, I've just got such like fond memory of that, and from there on I was like, okay, maybe this is kind of cool, you know? Maybe this is
this is
music.
The thing. Yeah.
And then my mates used to really be into like Stussy and stuff, like really like that deep house.
Yeah.
PIV was like really big at the time, and
the classic prunk back-to-back Stussy always.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
They used to really be into that. I was like, okay, you know, drag me along to a couple shows, you know, go to Thuishaven. At the time having the Kas, so the greenhouse, used to be a thing there on the main stage. And it's from there on, it was like, okay, this is sick. I think the first track that I was like, especially like house music, like we went to like a bit more techno at first, which I thought that was cool, but it wasn't connecting that much.
Yeah.
And then I think we were going to like Thuishaven, it was like a house night, and the Revolution of Luc van Dijk just started popping off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were all in the crowd like, what is going on? Like, this is such a sick tune. Like, and we're like digging for that music, trying to find it was unreleased and all that stuff. And I think that for me, that was the moment. It's funny, I told Luc van Dijk this quite recently. Like that was such a inspiration moment, you know, for me. And then obviously like COVID happened. So everything got shut down. And I was so bored at home. I was like, there's nothing to do, you know.
Yeah.
And this guy, like especially where I come from, I come from like a rural area, so there was not a lot going on.
Yeah.
And yet, like Kenny Beats started doing these production live streams, and I just kind of watched that. I played guitar already, and I was pretty decent at playing guitar, but I was also like a perfectionist. So, you know, like I started figuring that stuff out, and I saw this stream. I was like, I think I can do this. You know, I was watching this, I was like, this seems like a lot of fun. let me just like get one of these like MIDI keyboards and start figuring this out. And I got absolutely addicted to making music. Like I'd spend like 13 hours a day, every day making music, just only making music.
You didn't study or?
Yeah, so we had like study at home. Yeah. So I had like my screen open on one thing with like the webcam. So you had to like, they had to watch you. Yeah. And then I had like another screen on the side. And I had like, I had the stream on like there. And like, I remember that as well. I remember all this gaming and all that stuff. And the teacher would ask something, you're like, shit, I don't know. But you started like figuring out answers and all that stuff. Yeah. And like, it's such a crazy time. But like, I'm quite, thankful for COVID because that got me a lot of time in the studio.
I think beFesti also started with COVID.
Yeah, really? You had a lot of free time, so there was time to do something new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that was the same for us.
Yeah, I think a lot of people from
we're
the
not
new
the
waves,
only one.
Yeah, started because of COVID, because they didn't have anything to do. So
I think like most, like quite a lot of the new wave DJs kind of like got a lot of. I think that was a time where people, like the people that were touring already, they got some downtime to relax and all that stuff. And like the new wave got a lot of time to catch up. So making music, getting into like the rhythm of things. And so I'm quite, obviously it was horrible what happened and like a lot of people died. So I'm not making any like comment about that, but I'm personally quite thankful for the amount of time that I was able to put into music in a time where otherwise like my life was not geared towards music at all, like nothing like that. So.
And what was the way for you to start producing? So to learn about it, because there was also a question from a follower. So
like for me, like just doing it, and what I would do is I would get my favorite track, and it was like like I'd get all my favorite tracks, put them into Ableton, like see the waveform, like see. Where is the snare? Where is like what notes is the bass line hitting? How does the MIDI work? Like all that stuff. I used to just break down of every favorite track, and then I got quite a good understanding of like, okay, this is what I like. Like this is my sound. Yeah. Because you just take all these little bits from all these artists that you appreciate, and that becomes you in a sense.
Which artists were that?
So Rossi was really big for me at the time. Like Stassi was definitely like one of the big inspirations. I think those two especially. If I would say like Bronk was obviously like everything on Piff was like a big inspiration. Like that sort of stuff was quite big for me when it comes to like producing like house music. But like I've also made like a little bit of like the Sloerfos techno and like the hip hop, but like house definitely stuck the most to me. And so like just obsessing over those little details and figuring it out really helped me like hone in on what I like, and what makes me in that sense. I actually don't know any of the music theory.
No,
I know exactly what's what when I'm producing. I wouldn't be able to tell you why I'm playing one chord after one chord after one chord, and there's probably some music theory connected to it where they're like, okay, that's because, but I'm afraid that if I'll learn that, then I don't experiment as much as I do now. So if I learn it, I'm a little bit afraid that the magic might like a little bit go away,
But maybe it really works with house. I think with a lot of electronic music, like in a lot of house music or trance music, like the chords are pretty random. I think that's the best way to do it.
Definitely. But like I think that especially if you got like a bit more, like I've been in the studio with Robbie, for example, Robbie Doherty, and he can actually play like the piano and stuff. Yeah. And it's like all these cool musical ideas. I was like, wait, record that, It's like, like, oh, that was good. Yeah. Well, I'm just clicking around on my mouse, trying to figure it out. Like, I think it could be a lot faster if you actually know. What you're doing, I have no clue. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Robbie also really has emotional build-ups. I think for that it would really work.
Definitely.
Like knowing that.
Yeah, and I have to say, like personally, I really like that music as well. Like a bit more like dramatic, like almost orchestral, like quite like big chords and having these big moments. Like I always like having that in a set where it's like, especially like UK, like kind of tech house can be quite one tempo, one sound. Yeah. Like you could almost doing that for 8 hours would be, I think, kind of boring. I think having like doing that, but also doing sort of the orchestral stuff, like the bigger stuff, more emotional things. I think that is such a nice blend of music, I think. So definitely like a lot of new music I make right now is quite in that sense as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
And when did it start to take off? Like your first gigs and first releases,
like,
that kind of stuff?
I think my biggest like breakthrough moment was sort of when like my Airtime EP came out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jambek and Jesse Jacob. They started that in Utrecht, and they started picking me up. So I had like all this music, and I sent it to them, and they were like, "Oh mate, we have to sign you. Like we have to do all this stuff." And they became my first agency.
Mm-hmm.
I started going to like these shows, and from there on, like I think my first real gig, my first actual gig was just a party I threw in Enkhuizen, so where I come from.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 100 people there. Funny enough, I booked Marcelo for
you booked him there?
for my second show.
So
He
Marcelo,
had no followers. I had no followers.
so Enkhuizen had Marcelo at a gig. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. No, all the way from Utrecht. I was so impressed with like the music that he made and all that stuff. It was like already he was just such a, in my head, I always said to my friends, like he's going to be so big.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think he realizes how big he'll be.
Yeah.
So we booked him in Enkhuizen, like 100 people there maybe. It's so funny now to see how far he's gotten.
Yeah.
But that was my second show I ever played. Or might actually have been my first. But yeah, that's where it kind of started. And then going to Amsterdam to the Lovely. I think they renamed now. I'm not sure what they're called now. It's like near Leidseplein.
I'm too young for that.
Yeah, I know it, but I don't know how it's called right now. But I knew the Lovely.
That was like my first like proper like in a club, like club system, like all that stuff. Going to all the shit. Like I would drive to like Rotterdam, drive to Amsterdam on like, I don't know, like a Thursday night, Saturday night. It didn't matter. I went everywhere.
Yeah.
Just
the
to
student
figure it out.
parties earn a lot of money at the beginning, right?
Yeah, no, but just to visit, watch
just
the
to
music.
visit. Oh,
yeah, I was like, okay, just getting connected with these labels and figuring it out and getting to meet the people and going to Toffler, going to like, and that's like, for me, it was like 1 hour and 30-minute drive.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and you say Jesus, like in every other country, they're like,
yeah, it's very close.
That's it. For Dutch people, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Everything more than 30 minutes is too much for me.
Yeah, like I feel like if it's more than half an hour, it's like, nah, we're not going.
He's complaining every day about the long travel to go to work, right?
Yeah, it's only 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
It's like if you drive 40 minutes in London, you're still in London.
Yeah,
you haven't even got to the center yet. Like, so yeah, that's such a Dutch thing. But yeah, to me, that was such a big thing, like going to all these parties, getting to know everyone. And that's why I got to know like the Airtime crew as well. That like they had the show in Colorado Charlie and then going to there, you know, and figuring all that stuff out. Then I'm an EP there. And then that actually got really good support already. So Tolman started playing. That was a big inspiration at the start as well. Tolman, Archie Hamilton started playing it. Easton Dub started playing it. Like Rossi started playing it. Like everyone started playing it.
That's insane.
Yeah, and for my first like big EP, that felt like a lot because these were all my like heroes, you know.
Yeah.
And like seeing it played at like Amnesia, like DC-10, like all that stuff. It's like, oh wow, this is really sick, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, like from there, like that just opened like a lot of gates, you know. It's like you get all these emails, like okay, now I can actually send my music to Rossi. Like I can actually send my music to Eastern Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also kind of when Eastern Dub started picking me up, like when I got.
He really supported you at the beginning.
Yeah. Like I'd know, like even then, like having a big EP in the beginning might get you, especially in like at that time, might have gotten you like 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like a big track now could give you 20,000. Back then, like
true.
TikTok wasn't what it was now. So getting a big EP, I got you like 2,000 followers or something, which was massive at the time, you know. But maybe I had like 3,000 followers and he texted me, I was like, yo, such cute music, like I'm gonna make you such a big artist, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, keep talking, that's what I all say, you know.
Yeah.
But he started actually booking me, you know, and I'm very thankful for that. So getting to play like my first weekend, like playing in Fabric London and Albert Hall Manchester, like that's some of the nights that people dream of in the UK. getting to play those as the first times in the UK was such a charge for my career. So yeah, definitely it was like a big moment for me. And yeah, that's also why it got so much bigger in the UK, because that was my biggest. Those were my biggest shows already.
Yeah.
From then on, like things started picking up there,
Yeah. You also released like 2 EPs on Extenders, right?
Yeah. So I did Get Funky at first, and then obviously like my next really big track, considering how big the scene was at the time. Big track was Bad City, which did really well. And yeah, from there on, like I did that, and I was kind of like, okay, as an artist, you don't want to be painted in one. Like I think it's quite easy to fall in this pattern where you do the same label, you do the same sound, you play for the same shows.
Yeah, true.
And it gets really like as an artist, I don't want to do that. Like I want to be quite broad, and I would like to play with like what we're talking about, like the silver bumpers and all that stuff. Like I really like that as well, and I don't want to be stuck in this one thing. And that's why I kind of said like, okay, I want to break free from this, Yeah,
I think on the long term, it's also way better to keep changing from sound and exploring different sounds.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. And like not everything has to be the strategy, like, look at me doing this one thing. Like I think it's also about having fun. And as an artist, like I just enjoy, like I like making the track you said, like Positive Minds, which is like a major, like really happy track.
Yeah.
And then I also like to make a dramatic, like strings, like very big and orchestral track. And then I also like to make a tech house track. And I think as an artist, it's so much more fun to experiment with all this stuff and get into the real production of music. I think that is just such a good thing. So, and around that, like Get Stupid time, like around like my headline show at the Loft, that's when I kind of broke free from doing this one thing to kind of broadening my spectrum and really getting into these other shows,
So before the podcast, you also said that Silver Bumpa and IPC, that you really like them.
Yeah.
Is that also sound you would like to explore in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That like a lot of stuff that I make now is quite inspired by them. When it comes to the music, and I make like a lot of like garage music, and like not every track also ends up in a set. It's like you make all this music and it might not fit the set. But I just enjoy the art of making music. So then you don't have to make something that fits. Like you can make something that I make music that's 110 BPM. Like when do I play that next to like opening sets and stuff?
Yeah.
I just enjoy making music, and then it doesn't have to be about, what fits where. Does it have to be released?
Yeah.
Is there a label for it? All that stuff. Like just make the music and things will fall into place for themselves, And now I find that I play quite a lot of that, like Silver Bumper. Like faster, like bassier stuff, like start a bit slower and a bit faster, that sort of thing.
Yeah, sick.
You also got some quick fire questions, right?
Quick fire questions, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to
so bad
look it
with
up.
these.
Yeah,
I'm such a thinker.
I swear all DJs always are too slow for the TikTok. We also.
I'll try to be fast. Let me get a drink.
Come on.
Do you like Jägermeister? Yes.
Yeah. Do you like Jägermeister? First question.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Favorite set you've ever played?
The Loft Manchester.
Yeah, the all-nighter.
Yeah.
Best upcoming talent right now?
Marish. He's I think he's from South America. Don't I might get that wrong, but he's really good. Love it. Yeah.
Okay, sick. Dream back-to-back partner?
You know what? Full circle, I'd say Stassi.
Yeah. Sick. Favorite track you've ever produced?
Favorite track I ever produced has to be, it's difficult. I would say Get Stupid is because that has done so much for me. So I'll say
that. Understandable. Favorite DJ of all time?
I'd say Stassi as well.
Yeah. I think we also agree with Stassi. It's finally a bit different. Like all the last episodes, we had all hard house DJs and trance DJs, and they all say Job Jobse. Yeah. And all the house DJs always say Chris Stassi. They're just the two goats of each.
I mean, it's maybe like you could say it's an easy answer, but to me, that was like in 2018, 2019. That's the first DJ that we were like, if he's on the bill, we're going.
Yeah,
like I've watched him like warm up back to back with Archie Hamilton at like Elro first slot, and we'd go there before the music almost was on. Like we were there from the first track that was played. Like that used to be so. For like obviously he's at such a big size now that everyone is inspired, but for us it's like he's been such a big part of my whole music career.
Yeah.
That it's only right to say, you know.
True, but he's also the best.
Yeah.
Like I think he's the best in the game by far. Like the amount of good tunes he produces and the sets.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He's just got like a really broad range, you know?
Yeah.
He's able to do the slower stuff. He's able to do the faster stuff. You know, see him on the bill with, I know you saw him with like Job Jobse on I don't think the set went through, but
no, they canceled it.
Yeah, but like being able to do that, but then also, I don't know, playing before Peggy Goo, but then also playing at some like tech house thing and playing in America and
across boundaries, also way different, of course.
With Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it just shows range, you know, and that's what I really appreciate in an artist, as like an artist being an artist, having this range and being able to do all this stuff. I think, and doing it so well, I think that is so inspiring. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And are you planning also in the future maybe to own a label or something, or don't you have plans?
Yeah, like I'd really like to, but obviously, like it's something that so many DJs have done. So it kind of also feels like, do I need to do that? Is there a necessity for that? For my own tracks, definitely. For my own imprint, not really like this massive like thing per se, but so that I have my full control. I really like to have the creative control when it comes to like all this stuff. So definitely for myself, and then later on, you know, doing like the parties and stuff. But I also don't want to rush it, you know. I think it's important to just pace yourself and going through the steps and doing it, not forcing something straight away if the necessity is not there yet, you know.
Yeah, but I also noticed that you release on a lot of labels. Like, what are the main benefits on releasing on such different labels?
Well, I like releasing, like I think a lot of the releases that we've got coming up are like on sort of these more independent labels, but like a 360 is not really affiliated to like a party. It's not affiliated to this brand. I think if you release on like an EastEnders or like a PIV or anything, it's good in the beginning because that gets you affiliated with that brand. But like I said, like I'd like to be quite broad, and these labels all have a sound. And you kind of play for them, and if you play for one, you kind of don't play for the other. You know, that politic thing is also going on. So yeah, that my kind of vision on that is just sticking to sort of like those independent things and having this like much like more creative ability when it comes to that stuff. It's like a lot more freedom. That's kind of like how I'd see my future going. And in the past, it's just the events that I like to go to. That's where you kind of release music. So on Airtime, PIV, EastEnders, those are the kind of the things anyway. So you kind of party there as well. So those are the ones that come to mind at that time.
Yeah.
And for Shake Your Body with ALISHA, you released it on Next Up, right?
Yeah.
From Max Dean.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Max has been like a good friend of ours, and obviously like ALISHA is a great friend of mine. So it felt right to do it sort of in that family, you know. Yeah. And then for the next ones, I think we'll be kind of like the independent stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that track or that collab with ALISHA happen?
Yeah, we got in the studio. We had this idea already. So I think this year, New Year, we had made like a track together, which went okay, but we kind of had to get a feeling for each other. But me and ALISHA can kick it so much. Like we absolutely love her. Like she's so good to hang out with, you know. So we already had this great relationship. So we were like, come on, let's get in the studio once and just see where it comes out. And like, for me, usually a studio session with someone else, first 3 tracks, shit. Yeah. And then at the end of the session, it's like you make magic. At the end of the session where you're like, okay, we don't have time now, but we'll figure this out, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. And like that track came about. And we finished it later. And it's been quite a big track, definitely. Yeah.
Very good. And before the podcast, we also talked about that you're bigger in the UK than in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
But what's the reason behind it, do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot has to do, like, when I started doing those EastEnders shows more, kind of naturally your sound becomes a bit more UK-ish, you know? And then things started moving there, and I'm really like, I'm not big on having this grand plan for myself. I was take each day as it comes, you know, and see how things go. And for me, like when things started moving there, I was like, okay, well, let's do the UK thing then, you know, start doing all those shows. And then I got an agency that's based in the UK, and like obviously then you're like much more exposed to like all the UK shows. But yeah, like I feel like I've always had like a really good following still in the Netherlands. And so for next year, we'll be doing a lot more in the Netherlands as well, definitely, yeah.
Don't you think that sometimes the lineups here in the Netherlands are a bit too conservative? Like, I feel like, yeah, in England, you see way more talents getting chances on big stages. And here in the Netherlands, yeah, you just see it way less.
Yeah, it's a difference in culture, I think.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the artists, like let's say you play at Thuishaven, I don't know if they do this deliberately. But I feel like if you play Thuishaven, like no matter how big you are, you kind of get put quite low on the bill. Where in the UK you might have like a whole different slot. But here you really have to work through the lineup much more than maybe the UK catches a bit more onto trends. And I feel like it's not better or worse. Like in the UK, they're much more like on it when it comes to talent in that sense.
Yeah.
But in the Netherlands, I feel like you just have to go through the paces a bit more. And I feel like that does cause where like obviously like a Benny is such an experienced DJ, like he'll rock any stage, you know? But you'll see him at all those spots.
You'll see him
at the
everywhere.
main slot, everywhere, you know? And that's just because he's such a veteran when it comes to that stuff. So I think it's just a little bit of a different culture. And I feel like now, like especially like Thuishaven, I mean, doing Josh Baker 10 hours, doing the Max Dean 10 hours, Marcelo 5 hours. Rossi did it 10 hours. I think everyone is just catching on now to the sort of the UK wave and how that is sort of moving now. Just as much as that the crowd is, I feel like a lot of the youth are really like, look at how fast those shows sell out. Like a lot of the crowd is so like on this sound, you know?
It's insane. Everyone has tapped into this right now. Like
it's crazy.
Yeah. How do you look at the future of house music? Like, I think, how is it growing? Do you think it keeps on growing or is it stopping? Like,
you know, music is always in waves.
Yeah.
It is always like something is big at one time and then it becomes smaller at one time. And I, like as an artist, I'm just not too bothered with that. I feel like a lot of artists are so focused on I have to make my living with this, or I have to rock it in the world, or I have to make so much money, or all that stuff. If you just enjoy the music, like I enjoyed it before I got on any stage.
Yeah,
I'll enjoy it. Like after maybe the music dies down a bit, I'll still enjoy it. You know, I'll still be fine doing the music. And yeah, you could. That's what I mean. Like you can't make this grand plan because you never know where the music goes.
True.
Like it always goes like it's on such a like a big swing. I feel like when we had COVID, like all this like hard techno and like really rough stuff. Like I feel like a lot of people needed to discharge so much energy. Like this hard techno stuff got massive.
Yeah.
And it got like
it's still massive for some reason. Like
it's still massive.
It's crazy. Like they still sell out the Ziggo Dome, but I just don't know anyone who goes to hard techno anymore. But it's still so big. I don't know.
It's not for me, but it just goes to show you that this and like back in the day it used to be gabber, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's coming back in this hard techno wave, and it's already I feel like coming down to hard house now.
Yeah.
Where everyone is going to hard house events.
Yeah.
And now it's already going a bit down where everyone is going to house events.
Yeah, garage
as well. Yeah, garage as well.
True.
And it just goes up and down. And you know what? If you just make the music that you enjoy and stay on top of what sort of the youth is listening to and try to have an open mind, you know, like I will never be like, oh, this is the music I make and this is the only music I'll ever make. You know, this is the only thing that's cool. I will never be like that. I always want to like, if there's something new, cool, then okay, let me give that a try. And maybe I don't like it. And then I know, okay, I don't like it. I'll try something else. You know, if you keep an open mind, you'll ride the wave and you'll see where it ends up in you.
What I really notice is that you're really, really like creating the music. You're really into the music, right?
Yeah. And I'll be like, I'm much more into that part than like, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore DJ in the bins in these record stores finding vinyl, all that stuff. I have a vinyl collection, all that stuff, but that's just not who I am. I just really enjoy making the music, being creative, and and just that whole part. And obviously I do dig for my sets and stuff, but I think if I were to say like my audience is 90%, they are there for my productions, and my sets are 70% my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just what I enjoy, and the way I differentiate myself from other DJs, I think.
Yeah.
I also think it's way more fun to play your own stuff. Like when people go crazy on your own stuff, you get such a better feeling than just playing the popular tunes of everyone else and then going crazy.
You kind of know what like those popular tunes will do anyway.
Yeah.
And, like having that moment of like it gets stupid where you like I didn't know if I was gonna put that out. So playing it and then that going off is like, oh, whoa. So they also like this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's such a new moment, like figuring that out. I could imagine for someone like a DJ that's hardcore into that digging stuff, if they found this €1 record that's like, oh, this is so obscure, like, oh, this is so niche. And it goes off, then that's probably a sick feeling too. But for me, it's really when you make that track and it's just a magical moment when you play that, you know? Especially like I think the most magical moment is when you make a track and you've got this vision of like sometimes I'll make a track it's like, oh, I'd love to play this at like 10 in the morning in this like this venue. Like I'd love to play it there. And when that moment comes where like I had this in ADE playing the sunrise set for I think it's in Island.
Okay.
And I had this track and I was like, this is the perfect track for this set. Like this is it. Like I got chills when I was playing it. I was like, oh, this is such a grand moment. I feel like that's such a special thing. That's when I fall into love into music all over again. You know, it's like that's so special. Yeah.
Did you ever change a track because of the crowd reaction? Like you play? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, because you never know how like you have a feeling for a track in the studio, and I have quite a big like sound system in my studio. I invest a lot of money into it, so I've got a really good feeling of what it will sound like in the club. But at the end of the day, it's about the people and the crowd. And sometimes you feel like, oh, it falls a bit stale here. Of, oh, like this needs a little bit of something. Or, oh, I'm kind of bored now. It's like when my finger starts hovering over the beat jump button. It's like, oh, I know that I have to change a little bit, you know, tweak it a little bit, make it maybe longer, make it shorter, add a little something. And that, like I always tweak my tracks. Like I'm constantly like, okay, fine tuning and oh, maybe the bass can be a bit different, like all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, we also have some questions from the
I
followers.
almost forgot that one.
Yeah. You reposted it too, so we got a lot of English people. So I think this was the time with the most questions. I think we've never had so many questions from someone.
Look at that. Thank you to everyone out there.
I think we also asked this to Lemmer last time. But any favorite plugins? They always want to know that.
Oh, my favorite plugin.
I thought you would stay by the moustache.
No, not the moustache. No.
I'll give a big shout out to Roland Cloud. And you've got this Analogy plugin. And that's just a library of all the plugins, like all the synths. It's just one massive library.
Yeah.
With all this stuff. And it's like really easy to tweak. I use that plugin in every project ever. So that one is great. And Operator, Ableton, don't sleep on it. Great plugin.
Yeah.
If you know, like if you're kind of a bit more technically, like you know how to make presets and stuff, then that plugin becomes your best friend.
Yeah.
And before that, I didn't really know what to do. And then it becomes quite a difficult one to understand. But if you understand, that's such a banging plugin.
Okay.
One of the best.
What would you do differently if you would start producing again?
I'll be honest, I wouldn't do anything differently. I just take my journey as it is. Maybe it's a bit of a boring answer, but I'm just really proud of the way things went, and I'm really happy the way things went. And I try not to regret things. So I'd say don't regret anything. Just go as you go. I mean, take the day by day, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, true that. What can I do to inspire myself when I'm struggling to create anything good?
Don't force it. Don't force it. And like I know I'm in a luxury position now where I have much more time to make music. So when I had a job, you don't always have the luxury of saying, I don't feel like making music.
Yeah.
Then you kind of have some spots in the week where you can make music and you want to make most out of it. So I know I'm a bit of a luxury position there. But I feel like once you start forcing it, that's also not when I'm really feeling it and you're not making, I feel like, the best music. And if you have to, so what I would do if inspiration has to strike, get like a track that you really enjoy, and just start like pulling it apart again and figuring out like, okay, why do I enjoy this? And then in that process, you kind of realize, oh, okay, let me make something. Kind of get into it. Yeah.
So you were just talking about your job too. I think we didn't ask that, but what type of job did you have before going full time?
I had so many. So I used it like my whole life, and that's also why I've got this thing of like not having too much plans. My whole life, I thought I would love to be in finance.
Yeah.
I like my whole study. Like I went to this like business school and all this stuff, wearing suits and like the whole thing. You couldn't imagine it now, but I used to be really into that world and doing like tax advice and then going into private banking. And then I finally got there. I was like, this is so not for me.
No?
What am I doing here? And that's when this music thing was starting. Like I was making music and it slowly started picking up at the airtime release. And I was alien to them because which like banker starts making music, and I was kind of like, oh, why are you guys also boring? Like, come on, this is fun, Yeah. And they didn't understand my world, I didn't understand theirs. So that's when I kind of realized like, oh, this is absolutely not what I want to be doing. So I got into private banking, and from there on, I got employed as an estimator in construction.
Oh, way different.
As you do from finance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still numbers, so it's kind of kind of similar. And it's like, and I did that for 2 years, estimation and sales, for like big foundation stuff. And then from there on, I was able to go free and do my music thing. Yeah. Okay. So quite a different background than most, I think.
You wouldn't expect that. Did you ever think when you were still working in finance or doing that study, still dreaming about becoming a DJ, or?
Yeah, that's when it kind of started.
Yeah.
Like when I was so excited about music, and I would tell like my classmates about this like event I went to, and they'd all look at me like I was insane. Like we don't listen to that techno stuff, and like like we don't listen to that music. Everyone was listening to like urban and like go into like clubs and like with bottles and stuff. Like they didn't go to techno events. So I was in such an awkward spot, and that's when I realized like, okay, this is actually something that I enjoy that maybe someone else don't. But I never had the feeling of I want to become a DJ. It just happened to go that way, Like my friends, Koen and Jasper. So Jasper is my roommate still, and Koen still lives in Enkhuizen. They taught me how to play and all that stuff, and so they really got me into that, But
and it just happened. What made you want to start with it?
Like I said, like going to the events. That's what opened my eyes, and COVID kind of showed me that this production thing was something I could do, and I was also quite musically inclined, but too perfectionist for like guitar. So if you mess up in guitar, you can't fix it. That moment has happened. You've already messed up now. Like you just have to move on. And in music production, you can kind of like, that note has to go there. That note has to go there.
Yeah.
So it's a lot faster. And like I was always quite good at the computer. I was also quite perfectionist. I was fine sitting at a screen for 10 hours, like a nerd. And so it just all clicked. It was all like, oh, this is perfect for me.
So you also played guitar, but now I'm thinking about it. Did you ever use it in a track or not? Or do you want to use it one day?
No, I don't really. No. It maybe someday, but I feel like the sound of a guitar doesn't really fit the music that I make now. There's like a little elements that you can use. I use like a lot more like strings, like a lot more orchestral stuff, but like a guitar, maybe like I use like a funky like slappy guitar-ish thing sometimes.
I think Jambek did that too, right? Yeah, he also plays a lot of guitar.
Yeah. Such an accessible thing, like guitar playing is such an accessible instrument,
Isn't that possible as a back-to-back? A guitar back-to-back.
Guitar back-to-back. Oh my God. You're putting me on the spot, because if I had a guitar now, I would really like, it's been such a long time since I played.
Oh, really? Okay. Also, next question from a follower. What's your correct way to pronounce your name in the UK?
Yeah.
So in the UK, I don't know if
I get so many different variations. Like
Julian Fijma or
Fijma, Faita, like all like I've heard everything when it comes to my name. But you say it Fijma.
Yeah.
So you've got Luc van Dijk, Virgil van Dijk, Julian Fijma. The IJ you say is an I, and that doesn't change at all.
No.
So it's the same as you would say those names. I think people are a lot more knowledgeable of hearing that, so they know how to say it. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's Julian Fijma.
So just think about Virgil van Dijk and it will go well.
And you never thought about another name to use?
I think it'd be very awkward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm really bad with names. So people start calling me like a different name. I'd forget it almost. I'd be like, yo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also just quite proud. Like I'm not like I'm happy with my name. And I think if you give people a reason to remember your name, they will remember your name. Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like Enrico San Giuliano.
Yeah.
We all know who that is.
Yeah. True.
But it wouldn't say that that's a DJ name, you know?
No.
So I think if you give people a reason, they will remember it. And I think focusing more on that is more important than me sitting thinking like, oh, what am I going to call myself?
It would also be a bit strange if I was a DJ and like Chris Dusty, everyone is calling me Chris.
This is a good name.
Yeah, it's a good name. I know it's a good name, but more like it would be awkward for myself if everyone is calling me Chris.
Hey,
like,
Chris.
It's not my name, but you get like a second name. That's kind of crazy.
And I think I always found it quite awkward when I have like a friend, like let's say Marcelo, I've known him for so long.
Yeah.
And we're really good friends, all that stuff. And I still call him Marcelo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so weird because you see that name so many times that when I'm talking to friends, I'll say Marcelo. And I'm like, he's not called Marcelo, he's Marijn.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that's such an awkward position. So as a DJ, I was like, Julian Fijma, if it's fine, people will remember it. If I make good music, people will really not care about how they say my name.
True.
True. And the last question, how do you handle your nerves before playing? Do you have a lot of nerves before playing?
No, I wouldn't say I'm not a nervous person. I'm really laid back usually. Yeah. I think especially staying sober, that helps a lot personally. I think
you always play sober?
Yeah, I not always, but especially more as I've gotten busier with touring. I've focused a lot more on staying sober, and I think that helps me a lot with staying on the task, being in control. Like especially if it's not my first time, if it's my first time playing a slot or doing something, then I'm usually a bit more nervous. So if it's like the first time playing in a different country, my first time playing my closing set, the first time playing your warm-up set, you don't have a reference point to like, how is this going to go? You just kind of have to go in the moment. Yeah. And as a person that likes to be in control, then is when I've become a bit nervous. But if I know that I've already done this and I've done it well, and I know I'm confident in my ability, like, okay, I know what I'll do. I know that I can do this. Then it's like, why be nervous then? You already know that you can do this. So then it becomes a lot, like, I'm a lot less nervous, you know? Definitely.
And I think we even had one last question from someone. I just remembered it. Are you ever going to do a throwback party in Enkhuizen? Someone asked.
Actually, I might.
Yeah?
I might. We're still working on it, but yeah, definitely. I've been talking to my team about doing something there.
Do you have a big venue there, or?
No, not really. We've got Cube Festival. So Cube Festival's got like a little kleine. We'll perform there, but also like Sluwe Vos has performed there a lot. And like no Brunk, like everyone's kind of like played there.
I think I know the name. Like I saw it once.
That's near my hometown, so surely I'll play there again if it fits the schedule. You know, that's sort of like the things that I like to do. Like come back like once in a while. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. Who knows?
Yeah. Come back.
Yeah.
And what are your plans for 2026? Like,
so
you have your own headline show, right?
Yeah.
In March, I think.
Yeah, we'll be doing more of those. I mean, like the Hydra show is something I'm so excited for. It's gonna be massive. Like the venue is it's a new venue, new energy. That's also something I was quite nervous for. But honestly, like the response already and how much like we've moved already, I was like, okay, no, my nerves can calm down. Like, okay, we've done really well on this. So I'm super excited for that one, definitely. And just be focusing on that type of stuff and like touring the US, South America. We'll be touring Asia as well. And just going out there a bit more, broaden the horizons and get to overall like more coverage when it comes to like Europe as well.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of plans now.
Yeah,
I think we're going to round this one up.
Yeah,
right?
I think as well. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks for
nice
joining
podcast.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, man.
Thank you for the invite. It was a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed this.
enjoyed this,
It was good.
for sure.
Yeah.